Late
Afro
one
Mamis, we
evening,
pretend
long
to
after
stack
most
up,
of
nice
America had
up
gone
when
to sleep,
fake cut
a
your
small
country,
group
the
of students
distance
sat
in
quietly
me.
in an auditorium, laptops closed, phone forgotten, listening to an older man with a familiar Brooklyn accent speak with unusual urgency. He wasn't shouting. He wasn't campaigning. He was warning. As the lights dimmed and the room grew still, Bernie Sanders leaned forward and told them something that sounded less like politics and more like a scene from a near-future novel. A revolution was already underway, moving faster than anyone could grasp, and the United States had no real idea what was coming next. Sanders began by reminding his audience that every major technological shift in history has rewritten the rules of society. The Industrial Revolution reshaped work, cities, and families. The internet transformed communication, commerce, and power. But artificial intelligence, he said, is different. This time, the change isn't creeping in over generations. It's sprinting. Algorithms are learning, machines are reasoning, and systems are beginning to make decisions once reserved only for humans. And unlike past revolutions, this one is not limited to factories or offices. It is touching emotions, creativity, relationships, warfare, and democracy itself. He painted a picture of how quietly this transformation is happening. Most people wake up, check their phones, go to work, scroll through social media, and go to bed, assuming tomorrow will look roughly like today. But beneath that routine, AI systems are improving at an exponential pace. They are writing, designing, diagnosing, predicting, and persuading. They are embedded in hiring software, loan approvals, surveillance systems, and recommendation engines that shape what people see and believe. Sanders warned that while everyday Americans are focused on paying rent and surviving inflation, a small group of corporations and investors are racing ahead, building a future that may not include a majority of workers as we know them today. He spoke about jobs first, because jobs are where most people feel change most sharply. For years, workers were told that automation would only replace repetitive, manual labor. Learn new skills, they said, move into knowledge work. But now AI is coming for those jobs too. Software can already review legal documents, generate marketing campaigns, analyze medical scans, and write code. White-collar workers who once felt secure are now quietly wondering how long their skills will remain valuable. Sanders described this moment as deeply destabilizing, not just economically but psychologically. Work has always been tied to dignity, purpose, and identity. What happens, he asked, when millions of people are told they are no longer needed? Then he shifted to something even more unsettling, the emotional role AI is beginning to play. People are talking to machines, confiding in them, seeking comfort from them. AI companions are marketed as friends, therapists, and partners. Sanders didn't mock this trend. He treated it as a warning sign. Loneliness is already a crisis, he said, and now technology is stepping in to simulate connection without accountability, without shared humanity. We do not yet understand what it means to a society when people form emotional bonds with systems designed to optimize engagement, not well-being. As the room listened, he widened the lens further. AI, he argued, is not just an economic tool, it is a political one. Whoever controls advanced AI controls information, productivity, and power. Algorithms already influence elections by shaping what news people see and which voices are amplified or silenced. Facial recognition and predictive policing tools raise questions about surveillance and civil liberties. In the military sphere, autonomous weapon systems threaten to change the nature of warfare itself, removing human judgment from life and death decisions. Sanders' message was clear. Technology does not exist in a vacuum. It reflects the values of those who own and deploy it. At the heart of his warning was inequality. Sanders returned again and again to the same question: who benefits? Right now, he argued, the AI boom is being driven by a handful of megacorporations and billionaire investors. Massive profits are being generated, but they are flowing upward, not outward. If this continues unchecked, AI could become the most powerful engine of wealth concentration the world has ever seen. Productivity will rise, but wages may not. Efficiency will increase, but employment may shrink. The danger is not that society will become poorer overall, but that prosperity will be locked behind corporate walls, inaccessible to most people. He urged his audience to imagine two possible futures. In one, AI is owned and governed by the few. Workers are displaced faster than new roles are created. Social safety nets are weak, unions are sidelined, and political decisions are shaped by corporate interests. In this world, technology deepens inequality and erodes democracy. In the other future, AI is treated as a public good. Its gains are shared through shorter work weeks, stronger labor protections, universal healthcare, education, and perhaps even guaranteed income. Technology, in that vision, frees people rather than replaces them. Sanders stressed that the technology itself does not choose between these futures. People do. He criticized Congress for being dangerously behind the curve. Most lawmakers, he said bluntly, do not understand how AI works, yet they are responsible for regulating it. Hearings are held, statements are made, but comprehensive action is rare. Meanwhile, data centers expand, energy demands skyrocket, and environmental costs are often ignored. Sanders floated the idea of slowing down, even pausing certain expansions, not to kill innovation but to give society time to think. When the stakes include millions of livelihoods and the structure of democracy, speed should not be the only priority. As his talk unfolded, it became clear that this was not a speech about fear, but about responsibility. Sanders acknowledged that AI has enormous potential to do good. It can accelerate medical research, improve accessibility for people with disabilities, optimize energy use, and solve complex problems faster than ever before. But potential alone is not enough. Without rules, oversight, and public involvement, the same tools can be used to exploit, manipulate, and control. History, he reminded the audience, is full of technologies that promised progress but delivered harm when profit was the only guiding principle. He told stories of workers he had met across the country, people already feeling the pressure of automation, people afraid their children will be worse off than they are. He spoke about young people burdened with debt, older workers pushed out before retirement, and communities hollowed out by economic shifts they never voted for. AI, he warned, could accelerate all of these trends unless there's a deliberate effort to protect human dignity. Near the end, Sanders' tone softened, but his message sharpened. He said that the most dangerous mistake a society can make is assuming that the future is inevitable. It is not. Every law passed, every regulation ignored, every investment choice made today shapes what tomorrow will look like. Democracy, he argued, means that people have the right and the responsibility to decide how technology is used. Leaving those decisions to a small tech elite is not innovation, it is abdication. He looked out at the students and reminded them that they would live with the consequences longer than anyone else. They would work in the AI-driven economy, raise families in it, vote in it, and possibly fight wars shaped by it. Their voices mattered. Organizing, questioning, and demanding accountability mattered. Silence, he implied, was not neutral. It was a choice that favored the status quo. As the talk drew to a close, Sanders returned to where he began. The AI revolution is not coming someday. It is here. It is moving faster than laws, faster than cultural norms, faster than public awareness. The question is not whether artificial intelligence will transform society, but whether that transformation will serve humanity or undermine it. He left the audience with a challenge rather than a conclusion. Wake up, learn, engage, and demand a future where technology works for people, not the other way around. The room stayed quiet for a moment after he finished. No applause at first, just the weight of realization settling in. Outside, the world continued as usual. Cars passing, notifications buzzing, algorithms humming invisibly in the background. But for those who listened closely, the message lingered. The future is being built right now, line by line of code, decision by decision. And whether it becomes a story of shared progress or deep division depends on what society chooses to do before it's too late.